This video is brought to you by Maypen Educational Centre, catering to evening CSEC classes and chess classes. Call 876-337-7374 or 876-775-6692. We got you covered preparing for exams. Andy Gone Nuts, 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Simon Preston and welcome to Reggaeboyz Commentary. Yes, that's right. You know when the glass is on, you know we mean business. Not that we don't mean business the other times, but we're talking about something very, very serious today. And I'm going to dive into the details quite shortly. But first, let's pick up our fans that have joined in quite early to the stream. Buzz, you the great. What's up, my boss? You can comment more, you know. You can comment more, you know. It's a Simon, you know. I don't really say eye to eye with that part there, you know. Or you know, say true. So Baja, you can give me your thoughts now, you know. Because guess what? We're all human beings, right? So we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. You know? You understand what I'm saying? I do my best to be credible at all times. But you know, you can say, well, Simon, you know, me not agree, say Isaac Hayden for play for Jamaica or Ray. You know what I'm saying? So chime in more, man. Yeah. Nathan Morgan says, Simon P, bless up. Hope you're doing good, man. Trent Boring says, bless up, my general. Big up. Hope you're doing good. Background bossy. Big up, Baja. Big up. Jermaine Roberts says, good morning. Ricardo Miller says, blessing, my general. Morning. Damian Brown, number 9, says, up. Very grateful to every single one of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you tuning in so early. So, you know me already. I'm 90% of the time, I'm a very direct person. I go straight to the point with certain things. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And you all kind of chime in as well in the comments. Grimmy Family Productions, up Simon, big up. So I'm going to go straight to the point with what I have to say here. All right. And then after that, you guys can give your thoughts in the comments. Use the super chat feature. And make your comments highlighted as well. All right, so let's go right into the matter. Who is Roy Norman Alexander Simpson? Who is that individual? Well, he's the team manager of the Reggae Boyz, and he has been in that position for well over a decade. He did work as a team manager for our women's teams and also our youth teams as well. Especially, he was the team manager for Jamaica's under-17 team that qualified for the World Cup in 2011. And for the senior team, he was there. Tapper's reign, Winfred Schaefer's reign, Tapper's reign again, Paul Hall reign, and now for Hammer Helgrimson. This is such a key individual. Grimmy Family Production, I'll take your question. I'm going back to what I have to say about Roy Simpson. Just a question, do you think Craig is only a youth coach, or can he coach JPL team Craig at a boss? My honest opinion on the matter is that There wasn't a time where he worked with Humberland, and I think it wasn't the best in terms of results. Granted, it was an extremely short spell, but I believe in life that you focus on your strengths, and he has done an absolutely fantastic job with the youths. So that's it. For that reason itself, that is why I'm gonna say that I believe that he should be working with the youths moving forward, having constant communication with persons like Andrew Virtue with Ballers, Norwalk strikers, having conversations with Andrew Edwards, having conversations with such individuals that have a deep and thorough interest into the youth. They're not thinking about World Cup right now, they're thinking about development. And the truth is, not a lot of men or coaches in this country, by extension, are thinking that way. And if I'm being completely frank and honest with you, not many women do as well. Uh, and there's a young lady by the name of Kadish Fishley who is in that same mold, where her thoughts about the youth. I'll bring her on the show one of these days, and you guys will get to know the intelligent and the intellectual mind of Kadish Fishley. Supremely talented coach. Back to Roy Simpson. So, Roy Simpson as a team manager. I'm sure many of you would know what the job description of a team manager is like. You ensure that there is that solid relationship, and you act in a sense, in some ways, as a mediator between players and also administration. So that is a very vital and important role that Roy Simpson has. Contacting players to let them know, okay, Isaac Hayden, in order to get a Jamaican passport, you need these documents, and this document. You send it to me, and we process it to Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency, and we get it back. I'll let you know when the passport comes in the mail and that sort of thing. But it's deeper than that. Has to make the calls and send out the emails to players. Adrian Mariappa, there's an international assignment and you've been called up by the technical staff. And in addition to that, what happens is that this is the day that you depart, and this is the day that you leave to head back to your club. The team manager has a very vital and important role. And Roy Simpson, he's a football man. And when I say football man, I'm talking about a background. He played the game. He played one season as a goalkeeper in the Premier League, and he also went to San Diego. So football is in his mind, his heart. So everything about him is great in that sense. Let me take a couple of the questions. Don't be confrontational, brother. You know my stance with Isaac Hayden, Damari Gray, or even Ivan Toney. I think if they wanted to play for Jamaica, they would have come a long time ago. So I think we should stop chasing them. I will agree with you in relation to Toney and Hayden. Gray, I'm not saying that I'm hanging on to hopes, but brother, the man not gonna play for England. Me and you both know that. Even on England's worst day, Jared Bowen is going to be playing wide for England ahead of Damari Gray. Even on England's worst day, they'll find a way to stuff James Maddison in that squad over Damari Gray. Even on England's worst day, Conor Gallagher will find his way in England team over Damari Gray. Cole Palmer will find his way in the England team over Damari Gray. You get what I said, General? So I've said what I've had to say right there. So let's continue back with Roy Simpson. The first time that I had the privilege of meeting him was 2010. We were both analysts on the panel for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. We had good discussions. We got along quite well. And to this day, I would say we get along very well. We had some discussions about players. He liked my ideas, and this allowed me to have a more fruitful conversation and discussion. And of course, I think it's no secret to any that persons such as myself, Devon Porter, with Captain Horace Burrell, had that communication. So myself, Roy Simpson, Devon Porter, Captain, had a good communication building towards the 2014 qualifiers and beyond. The data was me, contact Devon, everything worked out from there. Now, why am I speaking about Roy Simpson specifically? Grimmy Family Production says, I think Gray will come home, but he's trying to concentrate his spot first, so I'm giving him this year. You're talking about for Everton? Well, for his club commitments you're talking about? That is what you're talking about as it relates to spot, or you're referring to something different? He's 26, he's going to be 27 next year. Blessing Simon says, under 55. Nathan Morgan says, Simon, what are your thoughts on Nathan Redmond? Nathan, I'll be completely frank with you. I think if Nathan Redmond wanted to play for Jamaica, he would have. He's gone over to Turkey because he wants a fresh start in his life. If Jamaica came calling, would he pick up the phone? I think you'd be interested. I think you would be interested. And I've spoken on this channel about the interest already. But again, it'll come down to the hard work that Roy Simpson does and continues to do year after year. Making the players feeling comfortable, good, consistent communication. I'm sure if you ask anyone of the Reggae Boys right now, you go on Instagram, you pick up the phone, you call any Reggae Boy right now, they will not have a bad word to say about Roy Simpson. Why? Because just as the title of this video says, Roy Simpson is a gem, an asset to Jamaican football. And he's somebody that should not be thrown away. Roy Simpson is an absolutely world-class team manager. Look, I've seen team managers for other teams across the world. The best in the world, the best countries in the world, name it. The France, the Spains, the Englands, the Argentinas, the Brazils. I've seen how they operate. And they don't operate with the same level of zeal or enthusiasm like Roy Simpson. Roy Simpson doesn't get to sleep 3 hours a day. He doesn't. Remember there was an article where he spoke about Captain Horsburgh calling his phone 20 times a day, and each phone call would be perhaps 10, 15 minutes. When does he get an opportunity to rest? I don't think that man has had a holiday in decades. He's constantly on the go, constantly on the go. And honestly, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about his well-being in terms of health, mental health. I do believe that he needs a rest. The way that he ensures that the equipment manager, the massage therapist, the technical staff, the assistant coach, the head coach are all on the same wavelength. Roy Simpson is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful asset to Jamaican football. Grimmy Family Production says, yeah. Grimmy Family Production says, club spot. Okay, understood. Simon, who you start at left back Tuesday? I would start Greg Lee, and that is because of a number of reasons. Recent performances, we saw Greg Lee in a Jamaica shirt against the United States, and I personally believe that with Greg Lee has a bit more strength down that left-hand side. So personally, I would go with Greg Lee over Amari Bell. Once he secures a steady contract, he will come home, and I think Leon and Sterling, talking to a lot of players they know can play. So I've heard. Estoy aquí, buenos días. What did you miss? Mi amigo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy bien. Nada mucho. La información del entrenador de equipo Jamaica, de las informáticas y la química en el equipo. Y eso es. Under 55, anyone can start and the other come on and finish a game. I would start with Greg Lee and perhaps half an hour for Amari Bell. But yeah, I'll go with Greg Lee any day of the week. I think with Amari Bell, the decision making is an era to be looked at. I genuinely feel that way. And I'm hoping. I asked Abscess, how is it going? Doing good, man. Doing good, man. Hope you are doing okay. 155 says Simon, but buenas Spanish, man. Muchas gracias, mi amigo. Hablo español, francés, inglés y muchas más. Y en el futuro quiero hablar muchos idiomas después de irlandés. If you had to bet, boss, after John Russell, who will be the next new face? After John Russell, technically, I'm going to have to say Omari Hutchinson, because the game against Catalonia, as we know, did not count because that was not a FIFA date. So that is exactly the reason why I said what I said. Catalonia is not a FIFA member, so it wasn't an official cap for Jamaica. He did play for the country, but he doesn't have one cap to his name for Jamaica. Roy Simpson, Jason Guna says, Roy Simpson does not answer emails or messages in a timely manner. Heard the same from too many people. As far as taking care of in-house things, that is great that he does well. All right, Jason. So I believe in being objective and being fair. Now, is it true that if you call Roy Simpson, he may not get back to you until the next day? That is true. But you can understand those obligations that he has. Remember that the job description of a team manager is literally a lot of the work, a lot of pages. And this is not me trying to defend him. This is me being absolutely fair, 100% fair. And if you look at the way how he comes across in media, he's balanced, objective, and straightforward. So that is what I'll say on the matter, Jason, going 100%. How many languages can you speak? English, French, Spanish, a little Portuguese, and I'm working on my patois. But yeah, so you could say 5. But after this, I want to work on Hindi. I think that's a language that I would like to work on, because in the next less than 5 years, India is supposed to be the most populated country in the world. So I'd love to learn that language, because at some point or another, we're going to be running into Indians one way or another, in work, in our career, in our secular life. If we're not running into Indians right now, we're going to run into them at some point in our life, So that's how I feel about the matter. So yeah, English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and patois. So 5. I'm good, bro. When do the players start traveling, or have they start traveling? In terms of start traveling, that will be Saturday. And that is towards New York, New Jersey. So Simon, is it right for Roy Simpson to be the team manager for all the teams in the JFF? No. He's not the team manager for all the teams in the JFF. He's a team for the senior team, the senior Reggae Boys. The team manager for the under-20 team, the under-17 team, the Reggae Girls are different team managers. So it's not all national teams. What I can say is that in the past, he did act as a team manager for Jamaica's under-17 team, but he's not the Jamaica under-17 team manager at this point in time. Right now, his focus is with the senior national team. That is where his focus lies. Simon speaks 6 languages. Simon, weren't you the translator for the team in the Caribbean Cup in Martinique? I did translate for the Jamaican team in the Caribbean Cup in Martinique, and I also did some vlogs of it, so you guys can check it out. Caribbean Cup 2017 vlogs. Or I did translate for the team in French. Also translated for other national teams as well, outside of technical aspect of recommendations and statistics and data and content. I've also done translating on the side for the national team for Reggae Boys and Also translated Spanish for Jamaica's men's lacrosse team. Blessed Simon, still no final list as yet. No updates as yet, but there might be a few more tweaks to the final squad. And 55, enough respect, big up yourself, hope you're doing good. Will the refurbishing of the stadium affect our World Cup qualifiers for 2024? Okay, so let me make this clear that as it relates to the refurbishing and upgrades of the national stadium, it does not affect the field itself. It affects the stands and also the tunnel, the McDonald tunnel, and also the Marathon tunnel. What the ministry wants to do is build a museum, a sports museum, to highlight Jamaica's sporting greats. So this could be another revenue earning stream for Independence Park Limited and by extension Jamaica. So that is something that is in the works. Expansion of the corporate boxes and to expand the national stadium to be a 40,000 seater stadium. And of course, we know what this means, especially for World Cup qualifiers. It means that the Gator seats will be more for the Jamaica Football Federation, and it also puts us to be a bit more competitive in hosting events in the future. Jamaica hosting a CONCACAF Under-17 Championship, Under-20 Championship, or Under-17 FIFA World Cup, or a couple of games in the Gold Cup itself. So we have that something that we can build on towards. I'm waiting on the update squad to buy my ticket for the friendly. Brother, I think the tickets are sold out, you know. When you think Omari will take that starting number 10 spot for Reggae Boyz? 2024. MVM ICAC says boys begin training. The boys at this point in time, individually, they've been training individually, yeah. So I'm gonna think for the November window, if we don't get any games, we should organize a game with Haiti, Trinidad, and play it in Miami. That's a good idea. Let's not forget we also have the Cayman Islands that is close by. Bahamas is up there, so but let's see how or if Jamaica versus Chile will materialize come November. Let's see if that will happen or materialize. You should get to work with the JF if you could help them. Thank you for your encouragement, sir. RR says the Trelawney Stadium a waste. There are plans to use it, not necessarily for footballing purposes, but there are plans to use the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium in the future for sure. Other sporting disciplines are planning to use that facility for their assignments. So, yeah. Simon, we'd need at least 3 good stadiums to host international tournaments. Yeah, to host an Under-17 World Cup, you need minimum 3 stadiums, right? And 2 international airports. Jamaica has 2 international airports, Donald Sangster and Norman Manley. So we check off the box in terms of the international airports. Now, as it relates to the stadiums, Montego Bay Sports Complex, 1, the National Stadium, right? For an Under-17 World Cup, there are a few more things that would have to be tweaked if we're to use, say, the Stadium East Field and also Jarrett Park. But I do think that those venues can also be used for international assignments as well. So that in itself would bring it up to 4 venues. Yeah, 2 in Kingston, 2 in Mobay. Yeah, I get it. I really, really do. I really, really do. And you have several training venues, like Draxall could be a training site. You know what I'm saying? Winchester Park can be a training site. You know what I mean? Greaves Field can be a training site. So that's Jason, I've always been completely clear and upright with you that look, I'm the only person in Jamaica that has been an analyst for 4 World Cups in a row on television, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018. I'm the youngest man to be an analyst, a football analyst on television. And I also stress the point as well that I did go to Scotland in 2019 and I did get my qualifications in relation to the scouting and talent identification. So where my football knowledge is concerned, people should not question my ability at all, because I know and I believe that I'm capable of the knowledge that I am dispensing right now in terms of credibility. Now, in relation to the specific question that you've asked, I've made my feelings extremely clear that my knowledge about players in the diaspora, and having the database with the 987 players of Jamaican heritage located outside of this country is something that I possess. And I've made it extremely clear that in terms of analysis, this is something that I can do. If somebody reaches out and comes knocking, let's have a conversation. But as I said to you, this is my passion, talking about Jamaican football. This is my passion, and I have no issue with what other vloggers are doing. No issue at all if they want to talk a little track and field or talk about club football. I have no problem with that at all. But as you can see, this channel is a very, very specific niche, Jamaican football. Very, very specific niche. And I talk about all national teams. I've even talked about beach football on this channel, Jamaica's beach football team, Reggaeboyz, which, to be quite frank, outside of Talawa TV, my good friend Crystal, Ryan LFC, not many people talk about Reggaeboyz, but I do. I have the knowledge for both men and women. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not partial. So I hope that answers your question. If you have a follow-up question, then be my guest. Go right ahead. But I hope that I've answered your question sufficiently. Do you see any matches in the next couple Gold Cups being played outside the US? If so, where? 2023, no. 2025, possibly. But 2023, no. 2025, they like the idea of having the games. There was excitement by how Jamaica hosted the two games, El Salvador, Curacao, and of course, Jamaica, Honduras. So I think the plan is to look at another market, possibly Haiti or Trinidad. Clarendon need a proper stadium, centralize the thing. Yeah, I'm sure Wembley Centre of Excellence can be improved. The national stadium needs to reflect the color of the flag, just like Costa Rica Stadium. We need to remove the British colors. Are you talking about the painting of the stadium itself? You have a type on your video, so Roy Simpson is a gem for Reggae Boyz. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all, Duckland Stennett. Far from it. Roy Simpson is the absolute opposite of being a pain for Jamaica. He's an absolute asset. I believe so. What are the odds England escapes relegation from League A? Brother, I'm going to have to win them last two games. Honestly, I think they will get relegated from League A, but they will win the World Cup. Which team do you think will cause an upset in the World Cup? Qatar. Qatar is going to get to the round of 16 of the World Cup and lose to England. And I'll show you on this channel. I'll do a mini World Cup predictor for you guys. But I told you guys already, I have a Belgium-Argentina final. I have a Belgium-Argentina final based on the pots. And look, guys, every World Cup, there's one team that has a smoother passage compared to everybody else, right? You want us to go back to 2002? Let's do that. Germany played Paraguay, USA, and South Korea to get to a World Cup final. You follow me? You follow me? You follow me? Good. Because I hope you really, really understand what I'm trying to say. Exactly right here. Good. Portugal had the Dutch and England to get to our World Cup semi-final. 2010, Uruguay played South Korea and Ghana to get to our World Cup semi-final. Yeah. 2014, the Netherlands played Mexico and Costa Rica to get to our World Cup semi-final. England 2018 had Colombia and Sweden to get to our World Cup semi-final. So every World Cup, there's one team that has a smoother passage to at least the semi-finals of the tournament. I'm telling you, it's a fact. The aim of the question was not to downplay your knowledge or credentials, and yes, you answered my question very clearly. No. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm not saying or insinuating that you downplayed it at all. I am just making it extremely clear. Making it extremely clear as it relates to that. And I'm sure if you speak to players that have represented the country, they would tell you positive things about me. And it's not because, oh, I have a good professional relationship with them. It's not because of that. It's because of the way that I carry out my work, or the personal details I may give them in terms of data or strengths and weaknesses of the opposition. So that is what I'll say there. Ricardo Miller says, Simon, what would be our best midfield option against Argentina with a formation 4-3-3? Ideally, John Russell, Daniel Johnson, and Ravel Morrison. Is Jamaica benefiting monetary-wise from the friendly against Argentina? I think it should have been played here. Could possibly sell out the entire stadium. There are incentives. I can't quantify the figure, but there are incentives. Brother. England. Watch England. Watch them. But yeah, on paper, I have Belgium to win the World Cup. Is Costa Rica the least talented squad at the World Cup? Saudi Arabia. Junior Samson. Yo, what's up with this Brazil thing? 20 years? 20 years, Brazil? Really? You think me can get 7 of my yard? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Not even Jamaica gets 7 of our yard. Not even England gets 7 of them yard. You think me can get 7 of my yard? No, sir. No, sir. Me win a World Cup of my yard. You win a World Cup of your yard. Brazil never win a World Cup and get 2 times to win a World Cup of them yard and then them no win it. Brazil get the chance to win World Cup of them yard, you know? Them all go final and go lose. They get the next chance 2014, you know? And guess what? They make a side drop 7. Up like 7. 7. They make a side drop 7. Simon, with all that knowledge, you should be a part of the JFF, but their head is in the sand. Rashane Henry, there are some great people working at the JFF, and they want what's best for the country. Now, I believe in life that nothing happens before its time. Until that time comes, I do my best to inform fans using this platform information about players, stats, in a credible manner as possible. So that is what I'm doing right now. I want the profile of Jamaican football to be raised. Absolutely. England to win the World Cup, says Douglas Strenich. We all laugh both. You know, see, I have my glasses on. You know that when I have my glasses on, I'm talking serious, right? I don't get the joke. Tell me the joke. Tell me the joke. I'm listening. May I listen? So tell me the joke. May I listen? Tell me the joke, no man. Oh, you stop talk. Guzman one loss. So Southgate could play defensive and then struggle to beat teams like Spain. When I go play Spain, brother, look, we'll have Iran, USA, and Wales. I'll top the group. We'll play Qatar in the round of 16. See? We'll go play France in the quarterfinal. See? We'll go play Belgium in the semifinal, and we'll book Argentina in the final. Simple. R Cubed says Simon Simpson is no asset to the JFF. Never. Isn't this man alleged nefarious in his dealings? Nah, blood. I would stay away from those allegations. Far from it, because Roy Simpson, honestly, not that I have heard of. Absolutely not. What he has done for Jamaican football should never be underestimated, undervalued, or underappreciated. And that man right there needs to be recognized for the work that he has done. So please, bear that in mind. The Netherlands team would be nothing without the players with Suriname background. I'm afraid to say that you're right. They played an important role. The Surinamese and Curaçaoan father or grandfather, yeah, They played an important role. I mean, you can't ignore persons like Dennis Bergkamp and so on if you're talking about the Dutch as a whole, or if you're talking about this specific squad. Man said Netherlands all the way. I have the Dutch to get to the round of 16. What are they going to play? No, I have them to go to the quarterfinals, yeah. So the quarterfinals, they'll play against Argentina. Yeah, so in the quarterfinals, they play Argentina. Yeah. And in another quarterfinal, it's going to be Brazil versus Germany. And in another quarterfinal, it's going to be England, France. And the other quarter, Belgium. Could be Belgium, Switzerland, you know. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are least talented. Yo, Qatar have a good squad, you know. Qatar have a really, really good squad. Play a 6 and never 7. A 7-1. Yeah, top out. Up like 7. Boring says, I think the disparity of technical ability and overall quality of the under-20 US compared to every other team in this tournament is very indicative of the Confederation's future. I hear what you're saying, Brian. And look, at the end of the day, yeah, my brethren, I can speak about what I know and what I've observed and what I've seen over the past 12 years. And since being team manager of the Reggae Boyz and what he has done and what I've seen with my own eyes behind the scenes, what he has done at Copa America, at Gold Cup, at Caribbean Cups, at World Cup qualifiers. Trust me, he makes a lot of sacrifices for players. If you don't want to agree with me, that's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, me and you, we're still good. And we can chat some cricket. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I hear what you're saying. I really, really do. But every human being has room for improvement in them. While I admit at times you may call him and you don't hear from him until the next day, guess what? He doesn't forget who you are. He's not a prima donna. He respects you. And this is somebody that has media experience as well, as in like he was trained in communications. So this is something that and this is one of the reasons why he speaks so eloquently as well. Brazil now in the World Cup, brother. Stop the foolishness. What about Arnett's being a training venue? Yeah, Arnett Gardens can be a training venue for under 17. Where Arnett can be a training venue. Harborview Mini Stadium can be a training venue. Edward Seaga Sports Complex can be a training venue. Absolutely. Yeah, and guess what? The last time you win the World Cup, I was in grade 2. Never mind. I can't. Holland. Simon, that was the worst one. 2014? 2014 was the last one. Or Simpson must be at fault for some of the issues taking place with this national team for me. Saudi Arabia trip? No. Flight and accommodations? No. Per diems? No. That's not his prerogative. Dennis Bergkamp is of Dutch heritage. No, Dennis Bergkamp is not of Caribbean heritage. What I was saying, Burp, is that I wasn't sure in relation to, are you talking about the current Dutch team or overall Dutch football if they've been benefited by the Caribbean heritage players from Suriname, Curacao? If you meant this team going to the World Cup or the Dutch team overall with the likes of Ruud Gullit and them Monday. If you're talking about those players in particular, Clarence Seedorf, who of course has Surinamese heritage, etc., etc. Brian says, honestly, bro, I will take your word for it because I trust your word a great deal. However, he cannot be absolute for blame for some of the issues that's been going on with the national team. Now, what I will agree with you is that accountability is something that is a huge deal. Absolutely a big, 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 big deal. And it's something that needs to be recognized 100%. I'm speaking based on what I've seen from him and the way that he has ensured that there is no malice between players and administration. And for that, I have to give him his praise. And that is why, for me, if he wants to be in the job for another 2 World Cup qualifying cycles, I don't have a problem with that. What I would love is that in the meantime, someone else is trained in this particular role so they can learn from Roy. That is what I'm hoping will be done. That is personally what I think should be done. And I'm hoping that it is done quite soon. Do you see Thomas Lamar ever playing for Guada Boys? I don't think he can. That's the thing, because CONCACAF now has changed their regulations similar to FIFA now, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't see, or we saw Fort Malouda and French Guyana being penalized at the Gold Cup in 2017. Fort Malouda, born in French Guyana, represented France, but represented French Guyana. So honestly, I don't see Thomas Lamar representing Guadeloupe, but he visits the island quite frequently. And when France won the World Cup in 2018, you know what happened? Thomas Lamar, he actually brought the World Cup trophy with him to Guadeloupe. So it shows that the island that he's from, he respects it. A lot of praise and recognition for it, So big up to him for that. Raphael Varane, although he wasn't born in Martinique, his father's from Martinique, and he has a lot of respect for his Martiniquois heritage. Lots and lots of respect. So that's what I admire about the French team as well. They don't forget their Martinique, Guadeloupe heritage. Thierry Henry. You see what I'm saying? Lilian Thuram, Guadeloupe. John Russell is a central defensive midfielder who plies his trade for Huddersfield Town. But has he succeeded in keeping down issues between players and admin? Them always having problems. Jason, what I'll say to this is that as a mediator, you can do a job. I can say, Jason, I think what you did to Brian was not right. And the best way moving forward is for you to come clean and communicate clearly. And Brian might say that Jason did something that hurt me. But you know what? Me as a mediator, it's imperative that the communication lines are open. And once that is open, then it puts down or restricts or limits the conflict. Edward Saga Sports Complex can't be a training venue, brother. Our service isn't up to par right now. Give it time. If Jamaica were to host an under-17 World Cup, I'm sure that venue would be upgraded for training purposes for teams. Oh, frighten me, cause me I say if Bergkamp is of Dutch Caribbean heritage, it would put it in a different perspective. Did you know that the man who was the referee in the final or the semi-final of Euros was born in Curacao? Seriously. I'm dead serious. If you guys look at the referee, right? I know his name is Danny. I know that for sure. His name is Danny. It was the World Cup semi-final. Sorry, not World Cup, the European Championship semi-final between England and Denmark. Right? Danny Macaulay. Danny Macaulay was born in Curacao. So a Caribbean man officiated in a European Championship semi-final. You know how much of a big deal that is? That is humongous. Humongous for a man from Curacao reffing a European Championship semi-final. It's a big deal. And you know what he was doing in Curacao? Man was police. Yeah. And guess what? He was the video assistant referee in the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. And he was the VAR for the Jamaica-Italy game when Italy had to retake the penalty. You see what I said? Yeah. Serious as a judge. Serious thinking. You know what I'm saying? But Jamaica has produced some good referees. Courtney Campbell, Kevin Morrison, Peter Prendergast, Kevin Thomas, Dwight Royal, Valdin Legister, Carl Terrell, Beralton Nemard, Daniel Parchment, O'Shane Nation. We don't touch the women just yet. You know what I'm saying? Simon, does Mr. Simpson contact players from England based on scouting reports from you or any person? He gets the direction from the technical staff that Simon Preston is to be called up, and he reaches out to Simon Preston via email. Good afternoon, Simon. Good afternoon, Simon. Hope you're well. This letter is to confirm that you're called. I'm paraphrasing, of course, that you've been called up to represent Jamaica for the World Cup qualifiers. Jamaica's first game is on the 1st of of January, and your flight to leave the UK to come to Jamaica is December 25th. Amongst other things included in that email, like passport details and which airport he should go to. And he'll be sent the ticket, amongst other information. Please like this video, guys. Who will Portugal play and Spain play in the quarters? Oh yes, Belgium, Portugal in the quarterfinals. That's right. So in the quarterfinals, I have Argentina, Netherlands. I have Germany versus Brazil, England, France, and Belgium, Portugal. And from there, that would leave Argentina, Brazil in one semifinal, and England, Belgium in the next semifinal, which of course would mean it would be an Argentina versus England final. Good? Good. Gunnar Fryer Vladimirson. I lived in the Netherlands for a long time. The boys that have Suriname or other roots are born Dutch, and they don't generally identify anything but Dutch. Only those that are not good consider them anything else. Interesting. But I've had a conversation before with Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he spoke that Clarence Seedorf and Patrick Kluivert were quite fond of their Caribbean heritage. So I really want to take your word for it, bossy, but on the outside, it don't seem the way. However, you've been exposed on both sides and outside the system, so you should know more. And brother, I'm not trying to force you or tell you that you must agree with my opinion. I'm giving you the facts. And with the facts, you can come to your opinion. And I think that's fair. Simon, who are going to do that? Tivoli Gardens or JFF? The JFF will get the necessary funding after Jamaica has hosted the rights to host the Under-17 World Cup. And from there, there'll be stadium upgrades that are done. Prendy is the best FIFA referee ever. Yeah. Put a question sign beside Valdin Legister. I mean, he's a FIFA referee. It's the reason why I mention it is because the FIFA badge. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I mentioned his name. Only those with Moroccan background in the Netherlands call themselves Moroccan, even if they have never been there. Gullit never talks about Suriname in football context, maybe in a documentary. Yeah. The technical staff does the scouting. Is that the committee or the coaching staff or both? The technical committee doesn't pick players, so yeah. What's a question? Why question sign should be behind Legister name? I think Brian said that because of, you know, his thoughts and the credentials of Mr. Legister. Clarence was born in Suriname. Kluivert mom was months pregnant with him when she left Suriname. Yeah, that's true. Vernon Anita considers himself Curacao and Vernon Anita, who used to be Newcastle United and Leeds, because he was born in Curacao and represented back in the day when it was called the Netherlands Antilles, and then represented the Dutch team 2010. So, and was at Ajax for a good amount of years. So Vernon Anita. Yeah, you guys remember Jonathan de Guzman, right? It's such a compelling case because Jonathan de Guzman, Jamaican mom, Filipino dad, born in Canada, and he represents the Netherlands. It's just such an interesting one. I mean, yeah, from the age of 12, you're in Feyenoord Academy and everything of that nature. But you're born in Canada, Jamaican mom, Filipino dad, right? You make progress in your career, right? And you go to Feyenoord when you're 12 years old, 12, 11 years old. You graduate through Feyenoord. And after Feyenoord, you got Dutch citizenship and then represented the Netherlands. I mean, he deserves his opportunity for the Netherlands. It just seemed quite weird. Like, for an example, My mom's side India, my dad's side England. I'm born in Jamaica, but I go and represent Canada, if you understand what I mean. To me, it just feels a bit bizarre, but he made his decision. It'd be hard to secure an international tournament without making some improvements prior to putting it in the bid. Yes, which is why I said if we can ensure that 3 facilities are up to par, then it would work. We already have ticked off a box in terms of having 2 international airports, so that is something in our favor. Simon, I thought he could play for Guadeloupe considering they aren't FIFA members. I thought that as well in relation to Florent Malouda with the situation in French Guyana, but French Guyana and CONCACAF said no. So the coaching staff does the scouting and the recruitment, amongst others. Vernon Anita plays for Curacao. Yeah. Simon, he's getting a question mark because of what I think about his skills as a referee. But on a fun note, he's the only local ref I see take back a goal before a VAR. I'll agree with you on that one because I do remember that incident. So them in a different board, but I believe when he says they don't consider themselves a Suriname or what the case may be, is Jaquil Marshall Rotti committed to Canada or would Jamaica be interested in him? With Marshall, it's up in the air, honestly. RSPL Monday Night Football, Harborview versus Waterhouse. Harborview and the man take back a PK because Tuffy sat on the penalty spot after the kick was given to Harborview. I remember that. You're right. The Guzmans ever get called up for Jamaica? Well, there was an attempt for Jonathan. There was an attempt made for Jonathan de Guzman back in 2011, 2012, thereabouts. But his agent said no, his future's with the Dutch. He was. Amongst others, I would love to know, well, what's the name of the person with glasses right in front of you right now? So, yeah. But look, in all seriousness though, guys, I don't think anybody can say, and I have no problem with persons expressing their opinion. I don't at all. So whether it's my brethren Ryan that has very strong views about the JFF administration, or if it is any other platform that shares a strong view on the JFF, you know my approach. And I don't have a problem with what Ryan or others are doing. My approach, as you know, is slightly different. I put forward the facts, and I do my best to do it in a credible manner. Information that will help us prepare for matches, opposition, tournaments, and you know that I am not biased because I talk about the women's team as well. When a player scores or signs a contract for a club overseas, I mention it. And I don't care if 1 person or 1 million people see the Tiffany Cameron video, because guess what? People need to know and people need to accept that football is a universal language and a game for everyone, not just for men. So whether you're interested in women's football or not, guess what? They're playing football at the end of the day. And my passion is football. My passion is not men's football. My passion is football as a whole. So under 17, under 20, women, beach soccer, futsal, it's football. So I've said what I've had to say right there. Simon, did you ever win the World Cup with Jamaica on the 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa game? On my PSP, I got to the semifinals. You need a link for the jelly water, brother? All right. So what I need you to do is I'll message you. How that sound? Come, I can give him number, Seriously, man. Can give him number. Seriously. How would that be? All right. Can give him number. Right now. Can give him number right now. How that sound? That sound good? Yeah. Brian, check your Instagram. Zine? Cool. So yeah. FIFA 2010, the last World Cup exclusive game actually did play as Jamaica and win it. Really? Good job. All vloggers are important, my boss. Everyone can't be the same. Ryan had his views my way, not like it, but we have to respect it as it's his right to state his views for the same and for other vlog. Like I said, it might not be me everybody's approach to be down on my player or down on administration. My approach is different. Everybody is different, so it is. Rasheen said you have somehow shrugged Spain aside, knowing that they're the best position based team in the world. Yeah, but guess what? Passes don't win games, goals win matches. But you would give England a World Cup home, I don't think play better than the Reggae Boys. Well, guess what? It's not who play the best, it's who score the most goals wins. And England have goals in them team. Sterling, Kane, Rashford, Sancho, Foden, Grealish. I'm in a mention man like Bellingham. I'm in a mention man like Declan Rice. If you run the middle like Declan Rice. If you run the middle like Declan Rice. I still remember this tune to this very day. We did. We actually competed at the futsal World Cup qualifiers. The last time was for the 2012 tournament, I believe, or 2008 tournament. So we might not have an active team, but it's one of our national teams. Nathan Morgan says, "Hey Simpson, the number for Reggae Girls. What's your number again?" The number for the Reggae Girls. What's her name again? Drew Spence. I don't understand the question. Drew Spence is at Chelsea, Tottenham now. What is the question that you're trying to say? Do you have any update on Lewis Baker, Mason Holgate, Rico Henry, Ethan Laird? All of those persons that you made mention of, there's only been conversation with Mr. Baker. Number 9 for the Reggae Girls. Oh, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, you say with Drew Spence, she left Chelsea earlier this year, and now she's at Tottenham. But yes, she is number 9 for the team. And can you believe it? That Drew Spence is 29. Just let that sink in. Drew Spence is 29 years old, and this young lady has been playing since she was a teenager. She's been around a mighty, mighty long time. She was at the Arsenal Academy and also in Fulham as well. Represented England twice under Mark Sampson. Is it? Yeah. Simon wished Louis Rankin could be alive to witness what was going to accomplish in the next 4 years. Who can forget his iconic performance in Belly with him? Watch Jamaica World Cup in his mansion. Louis Rankin, man. Teddy Brookshot. Teddy Brookshot, the king of Miami, is back. Original Don Dada. The king of Miami is back. Or at least him once was. Oh, yes, I'm a general. 30 grand that zine. Yes, Mr. General. All right, my lord. Teddy Brookshot. Man, go to Junior's restaurant in a Miami. None. No, man, it's Pembroke Pines. Yeah, Pembroke Pines, you have Junior's and you have Janet's. Yeah. Good morning, Simon. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Julian. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Is it Jaime Halgamson scout those players that I'm seeing you saying? He has a list and he's working with the list. Manu bias, all know you know call Saka name. Saka too. Of course, Saka for being on the squad. Saka for at the squad, my side. Saka for at the squad. Saka for at the side. 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 Declan Rice. But I call Sancho and Rashford bad man acted. No man, Saka for at the squad, man. No, but on serious note, no, Jason, if Jack Wilshere doesn't play ball, man, that's a Jack Wilshere to, serious thing. Players that listed above, I strongly, you need to pass them to Mr. Simpson. Okay, Mr. Walsh. Duly noted, sir. Morning, Simon. Is there any update on the national team assembly for all the... Oh, well, Saturday is the date of departure. We don't want to contact Laird, Holgate, and Henry. What are we waiting on? Well, contact needs to be made. That's what I'll say. Julian says, hey, Simon, why our Governor General talk to the King of England to help Jamaica for build a couple more stadium in Jamaica, the Queen, build our national stadium in Jamaica? It's actually a good idea. I don't know. I remember my good friend, Naranda Brown. I hope you're doing well, sir. And guys, you know what you need to do. It's very simple. Football, track and field, and much, much more. Go and subscribe to Halftime TV with Naranda Brown, and he'll talk about the mighty Russians, Russies, and how they'll do in the Costa Cup this season. You'll see. He'll tell you a little bit about Russies and the journey. Brian Brown, Anthony Walker, and company. The King of Miami, or at least him once was. Yes, I'm a brethren, Teddy Brookshot, 30 grand that Zine. Chico, go downtown there for me. Go Upper Laka, go collect something for me. Teddy Brookshot, man. Memories. Top shotters are back in full effect. After being number 18 in the world, we fell to 60th something. Hammer left 6 key players, got injured, COVID, and more destabilizing everything. Tonight, Iceland versus Venezuela, a new team. We will watch Argentina versus Jamaica. Okay, really, really appreciate it. Gunnar Vladimarson, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you tuning in, and we look forward to what lies ahead. In Brazil, young players play futsal up to the age 12, and then they make the decision to continue playing futsal or grass football. My question to you, Simon, do you think we could implement the same? I would not implement the same formula, but what I would say is that for the under 12, we don't have trophies, we don't have medals, and we don't keep score. We don't. Because you're building this mentality of winning a trophy at 12-year-old is the greatest thing for life. No. You know what they do in Spain? You know what they do in Spain that I think we should imitate? The exact blueprint. Under 5 football, under 8 football, under 10 football, under 12 football. No league table, no points, no keeping score. The only thing you're keeping track of is time and touches, because you want them to get close and attached to the football. So 6v6, 7v7, 8v8 to get them a touch, accustomed to touching and playing with a ball. That is what I want in Jamaica. Under 12. We need a high stadium from a high quality field, equipment, etc. Yeah, that's true. Amango Rice. Update on the final squad selection. There will not be a whole lot of adjustments. Joel Latipo there is going to be replaced, but Curtis Tilt is the latest to come into the squad. As it relates to further changes, we know the situation with Kevin Stewart, but as it relates to the replacement for Kevin Stewart, that is still something to work on. Biggs, you gone too far now, man. Take the war and left the war. Take the war and left the war. Oh, that tune there. What else? I try to find one more line from it, Why little Rugrat now in a school? Maybe him plan for be done like him father. Remember the scene with Wycliffe John and him son? Yo, that did funny. Big up Eddie Gona, big up. Because I heard some players are injured. Yes, you're right. Simon, you remember the Brazil-Jamaica match at Gold Cup 98? I'll be honest with you. I was under the age of 6 at the time. And I'm being honest here. I remember the group stage game that ended 0-0. I don't remember the third place playoff where Romario scored and Brazil won 1-0. I don't remember the third place playoff, but I do remember the group stage game because Warren Barrett did make a bag of saves. And my brother did. I said, yo, watch this. I'm like, huh? Because when I was I was like into movies and stuff like that. I wasn't really immersed into football until I would say 6, 7 thereabouts. But technically, we have already have that system in an informal setting here in Jamaica, scrimmage football upon the road. Well, can do it for the clubs. Yeah. Wycliffe, his song, and the son and DJ Khaled. Man, that's a lot. Top Shotters are back in full effect. It's the best Jamaican movie ever shot. I think you're right, you know. I'm trying to think of other Jamaican movies, but nothing much comes to mind. What do you guys think about Sprinter? You guys did like Sprinter? I've heard mixed views about people in relation to the movie Sprinter. Some people say it was grilling. Yeah, for big up the grill master, you know. Big up the grill master. It was grilling for some. Is it? They said it was grilling. Yo, boy, man, I tell you. One of them things that's still. But we've seen Jamaican actors in other movies and they've done well. So what I can say though is it's been good. But in relation to another point that you're making mention in relation to the players, I'm gonna put on your screen right now an update in relation to the list of the persons that will be traveling overseas. So I'm gonna bring that on your screen right now. Third World Cup in my movies. All right, guys. What I'm gonna do right now is bring on your screen an update in relation to the squad, and this is the delegation for the game. So give me a moment while I bring up the information for you guys. Yeah, just give me a moment, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. I really, really appreciate it. Honestly, I really, really do. So I'm going to put it on your screen right now so you guys can be able to see. All right, sharing screen. There we go. So you guys should be able to see this document right now. There you go. All right. So this is the delegation that will be traveling for the game in particular against Argentina. And we will run through the squad and everything of that nature. So we know for sure 22 will be there. So, yeah. And the team will also be based in Harrison, which is closer to the venue. It's not like they're in New York and have to drive 45 minutes to go to New Jersey. They'll actually be staying in Harrison, close to the venue. And that is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, that's all, I must tell you. So let's run through the list. Take one more comment. I respect you as a top analyst, but when you speak so proudly about England and goal scoring at a high level, they are abysmal because they set up in a defensive way. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Henry, and I will admit that at times, specifically speaking about England, sometimes it's emotions talking. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's emotions talking. But honestly, on a realistic note, I don't think England will win the World Cup. And if I'm being completely frank with you, getting to the semi-finals is a realistic aim. So honestly, I have England finishing 3rd or 4th in the World Cup. That's where I have England finishing. Okay, so have this opportunity to look at the screen, guys. And you can give me your thoughts about it. All right, so the local members will depart on Saturday morning at 8:45 from Norman Manley. The overseas-based players and staff are also scheduled to arrive in Harrison on Saturday. Reggae Boyz will tackle at 7 o'clock Jamaica time. Staff members that will be traveling: Sheridan Samuels, head of delegation; Hal Grimson, head coach; John Wall, assistant; Gudmundur Hreitzen, goalkeeper coach, Bersha Cole, doctor, physios, Dr. Christie and Christopher Kelly, Lamar Walker as a trainer, Earl Bailey, press officer, Norman Stone, kit and equipment manager, Devin Lawson, massage therapist, Roy Simpson, team manager, Rory Roden, massage therapist, Maron Gordon, the assistant coach. And let's have a look at the players. This is the players, the list that will be there. Of course, the goalkeeper coach will travel to the US on Saturday. So let me make it big for you guys. Okay, as I said, somehow we're blind. So I hope you guys can see the players. This is the list of players, and hopefully you guys can see it's better. So look at that for a moment, and you can give me guys thoughts. Andre Gray is enjoying life over in Greece. So as you can see, I'll read out the squad for you guys. Ravel Morrison, Daniel Johnson, Bobby Reed, Adrian Mariappa, Curtis Tilt, Amari Bell, Jamali White, Kamar Foster, Kahim Paris, Jamoy Topi, Kevin Lambert, Javane Brown, Greg Lee, Jamal Lowe, Andre Blake, Leon Bailey, Andre Gray, Dylan Barnes, Shamar Nicholson, Damian Lowe, Michael Antonio, and Richard King. So there you go, 22 that will be departing to the US of A. So Antonio, Leon Bailey, Bala, Andre Gray, top farm, top farm, top farm. Man, I shoot and I score Steph Curry. And I find we in a top farm. Louis V in a top farm, top farm, top farm. So there we go. There we go. The local base members of the national team will depart for the US on Saturday morning from Norman Manley. They'll be staying in Harrison. The overseas players and staff are scheduled to arrive in Harrison on Saturday. And yeah, they take on the two-time World Cup winners, Argentina, quite soon. J. Ross, midfielder cause for concern is Balotelli. Nathan said that's a good squad. Lambert, in terms of CDM, I mean, Daniel Johnson can do a job there, if you understand what I mean. But apart from that, you would have to say, yeah. Other than Lambert, then Daniel Johnson. Yeah. OJFF don't mess up the flight arrangement, could they? Eddie, look, there's a straight flight from Norman Manley to JFK in New York, or you stop in Miami and then from Miami to Newark. Easy, one stop, bam. If you stop in JFK, then from JFK to the hotel in New Jersey, 45 minutes drive. So I don't foresee any challenges. I wonder how long will Altonia play for us? I would say Gold Cup 2023. I know he's naturally a number 10. He's naturally a number 10. But Jairus, do you remember when he played that deeper position against Saudi Arabia? How good he looked? Now, I'm not asking for him to be no destroyer. I want him to play a little bit deeper so that he can be that distributor of the passes, if you understand what I mean. So that is what I'm saying there. But I know Daniel Johnson is a number 10. Daniel Johnson is a central attacking midfielder. Absolutely. They'll never get called up. Rolando Aarons needs some games, Mr. Riley. Rolando Aarons needs some games. That's the reality. He needs some minutes. He does. Quite a bit of it, to be specific as well. Quite a bit of minutes. So yeah. That's where we are right now. So yeah. Man, I go send man we a Kansas stop over in Nebraska. No, sir. Nah, man. Kingston to New York, JFK, one shot that. And you can take a bus from New York to New Jersey, 45 minutes. Or if you want it to be more convenient, Kingston, Miami, Newark, and then you're closer to the venue. You see me? Why not call Grant? Yeah, I'm not trust the JFF to get players, not even to Mobile on time. Come on, Eddie. Come on, Eddie. Not for the Express, Inter-Caribbean Airlines, Kingston to Mobile. Just 18 minutes. Come on. Why didn't they call up a CDM from the under 20 instead of playing someone out of position? Kevin Lambert is a CDM, and in addition to that, DJ might do that. What happened to John Russell? John Russell doesn't have a passport to play the deeper Pirlo role. Is it? Exactly. Hey Simon, how can we watch the Greek League? YouTube. I just don't think I'm gonna go to America. Yeah. So who are the central attacking midfielders in this team? Daniel Johnson, Ravel Morrison. You never know. Bobby might play the 10 as well, but you have Ravel Morrison, you have Bobby Reed, and I think that's that. No, West Harding is not in the team. No Jamaican passport. Simon, this is Jeff. If we talk about brother. Brother, this is easy. New York, New Jersey is one of the easiest routes. He's not in the squad. Simon, you know them are gonna connect through Miami to go to New York because it's cheaper. I think they're gonna go non-stop, But I know it is cheaper for the different routes. But I think for this one in particular, I think it's a non-stop. So no Lord Morrison, number 10, really. Ravel Morrison did it. Ravel Morrison is number 1 on the list. What happened to Rizzo? Rizzo? Ravel Morrison in the squad. Ravel Morrison is in the team. He's in the team. He's in the team. I'm telling you. So, should be good. West Harding was never in the squad. Never in the squad. At 8? He can beat a player. I don't mind seeing him in at 8. I don't have an idea of that. My prediction for the game? You'll see it in the match preview. So I'm gonna trust them with no travel arrangement. They even come aboard more much less we go America. Come on, burp. I bet I never see Rebel name. Rebel did it, man. Rebel did it on the screen. Rebel name did it on the screen. People them know if you see. Say Rebel name did on the screen. Alright guys. So yeah. Rebel Morrison is in the squad. Okay? Good. So you guys are fully aware of that 100%. So yeah. The dribbler Paul brought in the last window of qualifying, I think Rizzo. Not sure what you're talking about. You have Rolanda Aarons. The team now have no steel in midfield. Argentina will have a field day. Coach Halgrimson will clog the middle. We'll see. Will be hard to beat. Till not a stadium. That's right. So you would have Kevin Lambert and Daniel Johnson. Wait is a goalkeeper. Him not being there as a head scratcher to me. No, Tilt is not a stadium. Centre back. Take that, United DC. Aaron's I'm talk about. Yeah, Rolanda Aaron's. Rolanda Aaron's needs some game at him club, He needs some games, he needs some minutes. Rolando needs to get back my sharpness and fitness. Yeah. For me, he has some work to do. Yes, I rebel man of the match. Okay. Cool. Marcus at Fox. JFF couldn't get the visa for sure. Oh, damn, worthless. I think the attacking part of midfield is good. I think Kevin Lambert is gonna have the game of his life. Like, who do I stop? Do I stop Messi or do I stop Angel Di Maria? I'm going to take on Di Maria and collect the ball from Di Maria. And you're going to say, what? Kevin Lambert, the greatest thing since Scott McTominay. Watch me. Did you guys know that Adrian Mariappa can play as a number 6? Not anymore. Simon, the man make a wicked assist for Motherwell in Scotland, Rabona pass. I see it, brother. I see it. It's that brilliant moment. And there are more moments to come. More moments to come. But this is the squad that will be traveling. Are you guys ready? Well, lots to do, lots to get through. So, guys, I appreciate you tuning in on this live. We'll go live at 7 o'clock Jamaica time this evening. So we'll also take your questions, comments, concerns. 7 o'clock we'll go live later this evening. In the middle of the day, probably do another video, but we know we'll go live later this evening. So I want you to stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button right now for more content. All right, guys? So make sure you do that. Let me take a few more comments before I head out. Yes, John Russell does not have a Jamaican passport, my friend. What's going on with Lewis Baker? Lewis Baker needs to find his documents, my friend. West Harding should be there. Maybe the next squad. That's all. My opinion on Halgrimson, do you think he can finally win the Nations League? We have to beat Mexico. Can he ensure that we set up tight against the Mexicans? Yes. But we need to get something on the counter-attack now. We'll have to beat Mexico if we want to get to the semifinals of the Nations League. That's what needs to happen. We know for sure we're going to stay in League A of the Nations League next year. All we need to do now is beat Mexico on the road, something that we haven't done, but guess what? We're Jamaicans and we're capable of doing anything. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll go live at 7 o'clock this evening. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggaeboyz Commentary for more content.
This video is brought to you by Maypen Educational Center, catering to evening CSEC classes and chess classes. Call 876-337-7374 or 876-775-6692. We got you covered preparing for exams. Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105.